Mrs. Gearhead here. I came home from work today, and after filing our taxes, I realized my husband has done another video. I think he must have done it on his lunch break. So it shows how very productive he can be when he comes home. So I decide I must watch this video, right? Because I know nothing about his brilliant rant that has taken place. Then I watch it. Internet surfing leads to depression. Well, I listened to his whole video, watch, listen, whatever you want to say, and I realized I should post a response. Now, for those of you who don't know, I teach high school. After the military, that's what I decided to do. Funny enough, I actually teach psychology. Ironically, based on this video that he has done, I teach this idea of research methods, and I do teach the concept of internet addiction, which is largely crap. But there are some people who are truly so addicted that that's all they do every day, and you know, there have been people who have died from it, but that's because they're idiots. And the reason they die is less because they're addicted to the internet, and more because they don't do anything but that, not even getting up to use the bathroom or eat. But okay, so my real point is that clearly, as probably most of us normal, intelligent people realize reading this article, is that this study is not an experiment. There is no cause and effect determined. Since they used a survey, it cannot be an experiment. And in order for you to say cause and effect, you have to conduct an experiment. I don't know, independent variable, dependent variable. So my husband mentioned something very, very interesting on his video. Something about they didn't study very many people. That is actually true. Something called generalizability. In order for them to say general statements about the population at whole, that internet addiction is linked to or caused by depression or whatever else, or that internet addiction causes depression, they have to have a larger study that can prove some sort of good results. They didn't do that. Darb1017, I noticed you made a really good comment on his video. Something about potatoes and car accidents, and I personally love potatoes. My favorites are my husband's fried potatoes. Really like his Swedish au gratin potatoes. Also like my au gratin potatoes. But last I checked, that didn't lead me to get into a car accident, as Darb1017 so eloquently pointed out. So I have another example that my students always find hilarious. Rape and ice cream. Now, I do love ice cream. I will even eat it during the winter, but I really love it in the summer, as we all do. All different kinds, cookies and cream, ice cream, the Breyers Twix, that's just wonderful stuff. But I've never raped anybody. Don't plan on it, really, no, never crossed my mind. But there was a study done to determine the relationship between rape and ice cream. And it was determined that there was an environmental link, that as the number of rapes go up, so do the number of ice cream sales. But again, there was no cause and effect. So the way you word things for the general population, like this internet study, could, I don't know, it causes some misconceptions. When you really look at the rape and ice cream a little bit closer, you realize that they both happen more in the summer. People are more aggressive during heat. I mean, it is a little irritating to be hot all the time. And also, people that don't have good air conditioner, sometimes they tend to leave their window open, and that does leave it open for rapists. And people tend to eat more ice cream during the summer. But one doesn't cause the other. So when you write these studies, you kind of have some common sense, and when you read them, you need to have some common sense too. And I think all of John's viewers obviously had common sense. One more example before I go. My school district. They decided to tell us at the beginning of the year that teachers were truant more than students. They actually used the word truant. Well, we have a little less than 100 teachers, so they were comparing the absentee rate of teachers, 100 teachers or so, to nearly 1,300 students. It's like apples and oranges, really. Plus, you know, you're not counting the times that we are mandated by the district to get a substitute so that we can go to a meeting. That's pointless. So you can misuse statistics all the time. So let's all remember that. Anytime you look at the newspaper and you see statistics about healthcare or the president or autism and vaccines, that's very common lately. You kind of need to look into it a little deeper because they misuse it all the time. So there's my 2 cents response to my husband. So that's it. Don't have anything else to say.